Hi, it's Cynthia. Today I want to talk about indecision and really how to work through indecision and to turn it around. And this came up for me because with some of my students, there were questions around how to access language when you are in that mode, in that indecisive mode, and how to really work through not being able to make a decision quickly. And I think there are about, four key pieces or the reasons why we are indecisive in certain moments, right? Because it's not saying that we're constantly or always indecisive. And in certain moments we can be, in other moments we aren't. And so in those moments that we are indecisive, it could be that we're uncomfortable in that moment to tell the truth or to say exactly what it is that we are feeling, needing, or wanting. It can also be because we feel extremely overwhelmed in that moment or chaotic. We feel very rushed. And so when we feel overwhelmed or stressed or rushed in any way, there's a tendency to shut down and to freeze. And once we've frozen, we're stuck and really unable to access any part of ourselves to be able to think clearly. And another reason we become indecisive is pressure, right? Again, this really comes with stress or feeling rushed or feeling this need to give a decision right away. And then the last piece I think that really kind of breeds indecision is just decision fatigue, or when we're extremely tired, right? Or we've been making decisions all day long and we get home and the last thing we want to do is, answer a simple question of, what would you like for dinner? And I think that the way through, or what I found is easiest as the way through, and what I share with students, is that the first step is to slow down, right? To be able to access our minds, to be able to access our emotions and our feelings, to be able to access what it is that we need, to be able to understand what decision needs to be made, we have to slow down, right? So doing that is what creates kind of a pause or creates a shift and a space for you to be able to think. So slowing down can look like taking, a few deep breaths. Slowing down can potentially, even be saying to the other person, I need to take a minute. Slowing down the conversation, okay? And then after we've slowed down, then the big piece is to listen to ourselves, to actually ask ourselves questions, to ask ourselves what it is that we need to make a decision about. How do we feel about, this decision? Basically, the questions that you need to ask yourself to come to that decision, and ask yourself which you feel works best, what you feel doesn't work, so that you become very clear and you can hear yourself choosing and making a decision in the moment. So first you slow down, then you start asking yourself questions around this decision so that you can begin to listen to yourself and really hear the answer. And then after that, you need to say what you think, right? You need to express it. And this means you have to be honest and you have to tell the truth. The minute that we choose not to tell the truth is when we get indecisive. The minute we choose not to tell the truth is when our language becomes extremely vague and confusing and makes it very difficult for the other person to understand. And in that situation, if what you come to realize is that you're just extremely exhausted and that you don't really have any energy to make a decision right now, expressing that to the person that you're with is very important. As easily as saying, I'm really tired right now, and I would really love for you to be able to make that decision. And this is the way through indecision and leads to clarity. So again, you want to slow down, you want to go inward, you want to ask yourself questions around the decision to really be able to listen for what it is that you truly believe in that moment. Then it's speaking it and expressing it clearly, consciously, and concisely, and being very honest. Hopefully this was helpful to you, and I will catch up with you soon.